we had on an elk installation from DigitalOcean. There is we got everything automated, but there is some configuration stuff that we're missing. And I am looking it up and I'll bring it on screen here for CentOS 7. Alright, so what we're missing is move this out my way. No, we won't be doing that for right now. Alright, so for Elastic. Alright, so we did the Java, that works. The Elastic, they do, now that it's installed, they actually just do network localhost, but that is not the only thing you need to do. So what I had to do was, let me see. Okay, or SS Tuna in this case, because we're on Rail 7. It comes up on port 9200. So there's a few things if you're using Google Cloud. So let's do a system control stop Elastic search. And then let's go back and do a next or SS Tuna. Hasn't died yet. You see, it's time to wait, but let's give it some time to clear out. Because that should be dying. And we can go to var log. It's actually one for Elasticsearch. Let's go here. And it's funny, it's on localhost. See, stopping node close. Okay, so let's go back and look at SS Tuna. Okay, it's gone. All right. So what I've had to do is inside of /etc elastic.yaml, that file, inside of, excuse me, see here they say change network host to localhost. I just did the IP address of the actual machine itself. So in my case, my IP address is here, that guy. And I came in and changed the path to the directory to where to store the data. So the data is installed in /elk. So inside my script, I come here and I do, so this C, the way this C/ works is it's a replacement. Okay. And to better show you that, let's just grab this. And then let me copy to here, my current directory. And let's put that in there. And we'll just do that. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if you look at this file and you grab network, you see that network.host is elk client. That this inside of this right here, when it runs, it's just gonna replace what's over there. So here we go. I got it. Okay, yeah. So here, I'm just going to back out of this, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to call this see what I did. All right, so when I run it, and then I cat this file again, and I grab network, you see it's a full replacement. So it's not a substitution, it's a full replacement. All right, so let's go back to this guy. So again, I'm doing the same thing there. The other thing to watch out for is, sorry, you see how these are lined up? This will not start if I have this over to here. Watch the errors. All right, so let's do a system control, restart, Elasticsearch. And then we can do a var log, a tail on it. Let's go, oops, let's look and see what message this is. Yeah, the 12th is today, the 12th, and the time is 7:15. Yeah, so see, it came up with some errors. Yeah, see, though it came up with errors. Okay, and then we can double verify that with, it says tuna, and we're looking for 9200, and 9200 isn't there. Okay, so let's go back to that file, open it up, and put this back with the space. And then restart this again. Go back to our file, our log files. And as you can see, it's doing its thing. It's starting up. Right? And Control C there. And one other place we're going to look. So our log messages. Let's go down to the bottom. Okay. I don't know why I keep saying localhost, because we didn't put that in as localhost. Okay, so now we know the IP address is 104.186.186.130. And we connect, we can see that Elasticsearch is up and running. Okay. All right. The next thing we had to do was we automated the install of Kibana, but again, we replaced localhost with the actual IP address. So let's go here and look at the script. All right, so in here, this is your stuff, Tone. This is an actual replacement of that. It's going to actually replace it. So I hadn't figured out how to manipulate it so it can receive that as an actual variable versus the actual putting the actual $ IP in there, because it just puts $IP in there. All right, so let's look at that. So in here, server host, I put it as Elk client, which is the actual name. So let's look at this here. You can see I put in Engine X stuff. No, that's Engine X. We need to go back up here. Okay, server host. So we can do the IP address or that. So let's run this. I'm gonna manually change it to the actual port. So we could just do %s elk client, and then what we want to go to, source destination here, 104.196.186.130. All right. So now if we did a system control status, Kibana. Okay, it's running. Let's stop it. It's clear. Let's get a status again. It's dead. Let's clear. Let's SS-tuna. I think that's port 5601 that one runs on. So I don't see a port 5601. All right. So now let's start it. And let's look at our var log messages. See if we got some errors here. All right. Okay. 104, 196, 186. Okay. So we have some errors. And now it's up to us to figure out where those errors are coming from. All right. Does it make sense so far? It says it's running. See if they got a log file in here. I don't see, but let's look in the config file. Let's search for log. All right, so we can go to an output of a file. So let's go here and let's make it into var log. Hopefully that'll make the directory. All right. And then let's go up. I wonder if I need to change this to the host name. Let's do that. All right. So here's where the problem is right here. We need to tell Kibana to connect on the port that Elasticsearch is running on. So that's what we're doing here. And we gave it a logging place to log our files. So, and then this SSL cert, we'll get into that. Okay, so let's right quit. Let's restart this service. Okay, let's see what didn't it like. Okay, it didn't like Elasticsearch.url. Okay, let's go and find out why didn't it like it. Okay, because before it was localhost. Let's just try that again. See if it still give us an error if we do localhost. It may have to be a name. So let's go back here and type Oak client and then try it again. Okay, so it likes names. So host name. Okay. IPADDR. Let's do this. Inside my file here, I'm going to type 104.196.186.130. And I'm going to put in elk dash client. Right? I'm going to clear my screen. And let's restart that again. No problem. So let's restart Elasticsearch first. Oh, come on. And then after Elasticsearch, we're going to system control, restart, Kibana. All right. So now let's look at var log. Did it make the directory Kibana? It did. And then there should be a log file. Okay, so oopsie. So there is a standard error. So let's look at the date and time. One it says 1934. Oh, that was made on the 10th. So yeah. All right. So let's look at var log messages. Okay, 1927. Exiting. I don't have some type of indenting there, so it's giving me an error on Kibana. It doesn't like this guy. So let's do that command again. And then let's look at the log files. Okay, I think we have some success there. Oh, snap. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Actually, I should just tell it. Okay, so I'm getting some errors. Bad intention. And we'll double verify that by doing a netstat or That says that's tuna. This is my elastic started again. Let's look at that. Okay, elastic's not starting. Let's see something. Do we see any elastic running that could be lingering around? Let's do it. Maybe, maybe it needs time to stop. That may be it. And it needs time to start. That may be it. So let's do that. And then tail dash f bar log elastic dot log. Let's see what happens. I think it already stopped and started and killed itself. Cannot be assigned to that IP address. Alright, back to elastic it is. Elk dash client. See, make sure there's not a problem with the. No, no problem there. Oh, Celeste, you got your hand raised. Sorry. I was looking down the whole time. What do you got? The server.host line. Talking about for the elk step? No, there's nothing there for that. Let's go over here. Yeah, you have to have the margin. Kibana. No, it's in opt. Config. Yeah. Oh, you mean this line? That space. That's probably the issue for that guy. But that doesn't explain why that guy wasn't working. Why it stopped working. Let's just do start. And let's look at. See, this guy is not starting. All of a sudden. 1933, yeah, that's the same time. Refer to the log files. So Okay. I wonder if just something is getting it caught up and hung up. That's what it looks like. Okay. So let's go back to this guy. Maybe he needs a name versus um which I thought I put it in there. Elastic. Yeah, I put a name. No IP address. And then that's the path. We don't have nothing else that should be stopping you. And elk dash client is the name. Let's see something. Oops, didn't mean to dim my light there. I think it's called NetTools. Yum install net dash tools, or is it bind? I can't remember. It may be bind. Let me look that up real quick. I think it's the bind utils. That's what it is. Bind utils. It's the package that allows me to do the host. All right, so I can do host elk dash client. Okay, so it's giving me that. Let me go back over here. This guy. What happens when I do that? It's still giving me that. So what we're gonna do is gonna copy etc host to etc host.org original, and then we're gonna come here. We're gonna delete that line. Let me see. So NSS switch dot D is telling it to go to files first, but it's not doing it. So yum install nscd. And nscd should take care of what gets called first. That server should help start the NSS switch file. So let's start nscd, and then let's go back to that file. Let's double verify that when you're pulling hosts, it should go files first, then DNS. So here, when I look in etc host file, I just have the IP address and the actual client name. So now when I do host elk dash client, see, I'm still getting something else that shouldn't be pulling from anything else. It should be pulling directly from this file. Yeah, it should be pulling from this file. So files is local first. So let's see. Why are you pulling that guy when this guy clearly has elk dash client in it and the IP address? So let's see. System config. hold on, /etc. I can't remember off the top of my head now. I can't remember. I can't believe I forgot this. Sysconfig. I knew that was there. Sysconfig network dash scripts. I have CFG ETA0. So here, there's nothing in here that's telling it to go out. So let's look up the thing here. Pure DNS CentOS. So with that pure DNS, let's find out what that means. It's here. If it's equal to yes, modify @result.count if DNS is active. If using DHCP, then the default is yes. Modify no. So you have it set to yes. Let's set it to no. See what happens. I have to restart networking. So we may lose connection. So system control, restart, network. Any questions? Yeah, I'm still connected. Shouldn't have lost connection. So let's go back and do a host. Okay, so it's not going out to DNS, but it's not looking locally either. Let's go here. And then let's do, we got that. That's cool. This should automatically look and see that it's Elk client, but it's like it's trying to go to DNS, but it should have went to the local file first, which is here. Oh, look, automatically Google restarts and then puts it in there for me. Thanks. Watch this. Want to restart networking? Watch this. And then let's go back to that host file. And Google added it back. All right, that didn't work. In a real world, that would work. You're tricking it and telling it that your host name is this. So I can do it on the 10 network, but I don't want to start it on the 10 network because that's an internal network. So it says tuna. I don't see 9200 anywhere. So let's look and see what the log files say again. It's saying that it's failing to bind. I wonder if it just needed some time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If not, we're going to change everything to localhost. And I didn't want to have to do that. Oh, it looks like it started now. Yeah, it started. All right, so yeah, it just looked like it needed time to die. So basically, on my box, if I went here, I get that. So we understand that that works. So understand it takes time to die. And the next thing we want to do is start Kibana. And then let's look at, see if we get anything. There it is, 5601. All right, so let's see. I open up my firewall. It may not render anything. Let's see, are we still connected? Yes. So now if we do, oh, there it is. You see? Before we didn't have no log. Okay, now we do. It's green, yellow, server running. It connected to that. It's still funny though that this doesn't render an IP address. But okay. Alright, so let's look at varlog messages. Monitor files I was created, adding watch. I think this is when I created some watches. Transport on 9300, publish address, created an index for Kibana there. Alright, so from what we know, this works. And Nginx, this should be up and running. We need to look here for server name. So let's go and look at that file. And that file we're gonna go look at is etc nginx conf.d kibana.conf. It's there, but I wonder, does it need to be the name? So let's look at this. I know Nginx is running. Oh, see. And then I have, that's what I was getting before 502 bad gateway. But let's give this a shot. Let's copy. And this is all in my script. So my script does all this for me. I ran it a couple of times before we got started. And it's in the repo as well. Okay. Let's change everything in here. That where the 104.196.186.130 appears to elk dash client. And then let's start from the top. Let's system, well, yeah, let's system control. Let's just restart Nginx because it takes everything else so long to restart. Okay, but because Nginx wasn't running, that's why I got this here. This failed. I'll show you that. So I'll do this in the file. I'll put this here, and then show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to stop it, and then we'll go back to that file. Oh, it's not writing because I wrote to the file. That's awesome. It probably won't do it no more because I wrote to the file. Yeah. I think it's X and D. I think that helps with the log rotation. What is the problem? Oh, something's going on. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go here. It may not like this. Let's go back and put localhost. Let's see if we get the same response. No, so it has to be localhost. It's the connection because the mirror doesn't know the name. Who knew? I'm still getting the same thing. Let's look at my resolve.conf file. Oh, it's not giving me a name server. Oh, maybe when I change that DNS stuff, but this okay. This is the name server for Google. Yeah. So what happened was in this file, sysconfig network scripts ifcfg eta0. When I changed pure DNS equal to null and I restarted it, it went out and grabbed me a DHCP IP address. But then what also happened is because that command does so much, is it would take it's gonna take that resolve.conf file and overwrite it, right? And so when I change this to no, it doesn't overwrite it. If I change this back to yes, it's gonna overwrite that file and then go out to whatever DNS or whatever DHCP server. I mean, whatever they have configured in DHCP is gonna write that to that file. So that's what that is. So, all right. So now I should be able to do this. It's init-d, and then let's do it ls minus ltrh on var log, and then let's grep for messages because I want to see that it's writing. So didn't write it 3 minutes ago, so let's restart again and then do a timestamp check here. See, actually let's just do the last 30 lines. So it's not writing. I'll probably have to reboot for that to write. It's not writing. And I don't think log rotate. Yeah, it has anything to do with that. So, however, Nginx has its own config, has its own file, log file. And so access log is available, and it told me I connected was on my Safari. It also gave an error. So let's look at the error log. It's giving us this permission denied error on 5601. And it's telling me to check proxy. So no such file or directory. Let's look that up. Yeah, whatever you say. All right, let's look and see what they say. May have to look at that one, but let's look at this first. And please keep in mind, don't run HTTPD running at the same time because it's trying to run over the same port. So let's look at what they have here for what we need to be doing. We do get the restricted access, and we do get the proxy 5601, but let's check our cloud. Let's check our firewall on our cloud. And then we'll go to the console. And I think you asked how long would you wait for a process to stop. I would give it about a minute or two. All right, let's go to networking. Let's go to firewall rules. And there's a 5601 right there. It's there. So we're okay. So it's not coming from external. But it's dying on me. Let's look at this again. It's a 104. I think I'm supposed to connect. I think I'm just supposed to go here and then it should connect. But let's look at 5601. See, nothing there. So we have to get Nginx to talk to our Elastic, Kibana, and Logstash. So find the default. Oh yeah, I don't think I did that part. So that's not in my script, I'm pretty sure. So let's look at that. I'm gonna move this off screen for a quick second. It says now open up Vim. Hold on. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna bring it over in a minute. 1 second. All right. And it's telling me the default server starts with server, the last block, and delete it. Okay. I don't see server in here. Yeah, none in here. So maybe I took care of that. Who knows? All right. And find the last block in the file and delete it. When you're done, the last two lines in the file should look like this. it does. I double check for server, and it's not there. So we're great there. And then the next thing it tells us is inside the Nginx conf.d kibana.conf. This is where we were at before. We had server there. Listen on the port, the server underscore name, restricted access, which is correct. Location, the port it should run over, and then everything else. And these line up. That lines up with that, and that lines up with that, and this didn't have any brackets. So that file is correct. Now it says I should be able to go to localhost or the IP address and port 5601. Let's restart. Let's stop it. And then let's restart it. I'll just start it. Alright, so I need to be looking for 5601, which is there. 9200 is there. So for all intents purposes, I'm supposed to connect on this port, which is it's not allowing me to. However, let's go here. Let's go elinks and let's go 10.142.0.2:5601. Maybe elinks don't like it. Yeah, elinks didn't like that. Let's go here. Let's exit. So elinks doesn't like the pop-up stuff. And this is not rendering. Let's see, 104. Hold on. Make sure I'm on the right one. 104, 196, 186.130. That's correct. 9200 works. So Elastic is still up. The Kibana is not doing what it needs to do. So let's go back to the file. Just curious. What if we change this to localhost? That should not work, by the way. Like, it shouldn't work. Because I can't connect from the outside on localhost, but hey, stranger things have happened. Yeah, and that's where we're catching the error. It worked before, as we saw earlier. Let's look at messages here, which is fine. That's fine. 1949, is that the time? That was 10 minutes ago. So, is it Kibana? No, it's Nginx. Let's look at error log. Conflicting server name ignored. Okay, so yeah, host name don't work. Yeah, because the it's got its host name. It's reading that host file as host name. I bet you is. If I do host name, it gets that. But actually, in here, I bet you it's reading that file. Let's try. Let's see. And then let's restart this guy. Let's stop and start it. And then let's start it. And then let's look at that file again. 2005, is that the time? Date. Where is it pulling localhost from? All right, let's go back to the file because we didn't change that file. All right, let's change this because maybe, and I changed the other one back. Localhost to elk dash client. And let's start it. Let's look at that file again. 2005, we don't get the same messages as we did before. Oh, it's still not writing. Killing me. Okay, how about access? All right, so only thing I can think of as to why this isn't working. And then one other configuration that I want to check is elastic, and see the name of the tag is Kiyabana, and the name of the other tag is Elasticsearch. So when I go to compute engine and I go to Elk client and I edit, I see I have Elasticsearch and Kiyabana as my firewall tags for this. So let's do one more thing. On our local box, we're going to telnet to 104.196.186.130 on port 5601. So it's not even getting there from the outside, but if I go to 9200, see, I got there. So that tells me something's not running or something's not working. So let's next that. Do we see a 5601? So we do. Let me do this part here. On 5601. Yum install telnet -y. Here we go with that mess again. What is eating up my name server? All right. All right. Connection refused, but does the 9200 work? Oh, I still get refused. Okay, so let's do this. IPADDR, and clear, because all I want is this guy here. I want to do telnet, that guy on port 80. Yeah. I want to do this on port 9200. Yep. And port, should be able to do this on port 5601. Yes. So from the outside in, I can't connect on that port. Well, my firewall is up. Let's go back and look at my firewall rules. Okay. So here, firewall rules. Let's look at Kibana. Let's edit this. Any source on TCP port 5601. No tag. Let's just save that. Let's come back over here to my compute engine. I wonder if my tag is off. Let's get rid of it. And then let's save that. Alright, so go back to my main local box here. That worked. I'm sorry. And then let's do 5601. Nothing. I'm not getting to it. So being I'm not getting to it from my box, almost definitely I'm not going to get to it from outside. I mean, when I type it into my web browser. So we need to investigate that. Let's look at the documentation closely and see where we could be off. Alright, we installed. We did that. We did that. We got that part going. We now need to open up the file, find the server block, and it starts with server, the last configuration, and delete it when you're done. The last two lines should look like this. So let's go over here. Let's look up engine X elastic search. Let's look at some other guy. Let's see if we're missing something. Let's see. Anybody got any questions, by the way, while I'm doing this? Let's look at what we're missing. That's where the error goes, the workers, the HTTP format, there's the access log, send a file, zip, nothing. And then when you're done, let's look at that again. Yeah, include nginx conf d startup conf. What's in those directories? What was it? Comfy. And let's go here. So that's right. Let's look at default. Are we supposed to get rid of this stuff? So let's do this. Let's copy default over to default.org. Let's go to default. And I'm gonna go on a limb and say I don't need to delete this. But this lines up. This lines up with the bottom stuff. So let's not delete. Let's do this. And then let's do a system control stop engine X. Start it. That's on a local side. We already know that worked. Still trying. Let's go back here and R log nginx. Let's get error log. Conflicting server name. Let's look up this. Ignored. Double check that. I want to. It's like, no, but I can't. Let's look at this guy. All right. Assume you're running a Linux using gedit, blah, 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 and the engine says that it may have left a temp default file. That's what you call it. So what I gather, with that being said, is I need to remove this file. And then let's restart. Let's stop it. Start it. Here. Nope. Let's see, said the blind man. We know we can't get there, but we're still getting there. We're still getting Nginx going, but it's not letting us connect over port 5601. So, where's the thingy? Here. No, save and exit. This configures and HTTP password. Enable this to our means that SE Linux is disabled. So Kiyobana public IP address, go to right, and then you should be able to type that in and then render. Let's look at something here. Oh, here we go. Just curious. Where'd you go? I don't know why I minimized itself. And what it's not doing is not giving me that pop-in screen that I had before. Well, there's that one. All right. But I'm getting that guy. Like he's not rendering back to 5601. I think that's the problem. It's not catching the 5601 because it can't get in to that. Control D. Control D. And Control C. Alright. I'm getting the permission denied. Let's go here. It's not a 4 or 3, but see what they come up with. Disable SE Linux? Sure. I think it's in permissive. Let's go get enforce. Set enforce equal to 0. Get enforce again. It's permissive. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. But we don't know. Let's go here. Alright. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I was on Firefox doing this. I'm on Firefox go. There you go. Firefox. So, SE Linux is the problem. Alright. So, we have that part working. Welcome to Tam's Day of Troubleshooting. Okay. Let's go back here. And we have Logstash set up. And let's double check all of that. When we've generated the PKI search here. So logstash forwarder.crt. Okay. And we clear. And we update DB. I'm cheating. Yum install mlocate. You could do the find command to find this. So it would. I'll do that first before I run it. So I am searching for. Oh, sorry. Clear find slash dash name logs dash I think it's type dash f logs dash forwarder dot crt. It's not a dash f, it's just type f. Is that there? Oh no, dash type f. I think that's what I'm missing my syntax up. What am I doing wrong? Me and the find command. Not syntax, but syntax. Alright, what did I do wrong? Find. No. That's the name of a file, but I want to find a type. See, dash type, dash type, dash name. Okay. The order matters. I guess that would make sense. Alright, so if went and search root to find it, but I could have did an update db here and then just did a locate. I would just do forwarder crt and then it returns it. So that's a way around it. All right, so let's go back over here. This can be copied to all the servers. So this is going to go on a client. All right, out of this I did option 1. And then let's look at this file. And you want to go down to, I think it's v3 underscore ca. Yeah. That section. So here I did an IP address. So I'll probably have to run this again and change it to the name because it's going to try to connect by the name. But it may just work. Okay. We'll find out. All right. And then that was a matter of configuring the beats. And this is a matter of just cut and paste here. Same there, cut and paste. Save and exit basically configures logstash to store beats data in Elasticsearch on port on localhost 9200, or in our case, the thing. So let's look at this. I think you have to do this on Rail 7 because I think that's how they have it set up. Let's see. Servers. Okay, yeah, all right. Am I back? Where you guys going to? Did you guys drop? Oh, I lost my connection. Am I back? Because it told me I lost my connection. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I'm not sure if that was on my end or if that was on their end. Alright, we're running this config test. Okay. I'll wait a couple of more seconds. There we go. Configuration okay. So according to this, I should be able to do system control, restart, log, stash. So we got some stuff up and running. All right. Oh, it was in Firefox. That's why. Just curious. Objects, status. Okay. All right. Playing around. Let's go back to it. Okay. And then I did that already. Not you guys. There we go. If I looked in op, because that's where I kind of had everything, and there's the beats. And you'll notice in load.sh, I had to change this because it loads, it was loading localhost. So in my script, load.sh, in here, again, I do a replacement of localhost with the IP address and store it back into the file. So that's what this is, and it should grab this template.json file. Let's see if we go up to opt. Oh, they didn't grab my file. Oh, there it is. File beat template.json file. We can look at that. And it's just really some JSON formatted file with mappings and so forth. All right. And then you run load.sh. So it says there are indexes that we just loaded: packet, top beat file, file beat, and winlog. Let's go back and look at that. So I don't see that in here. And let's look at load.sh. Under beats. So it said packet beat. Let's look up packet in here. It's not in there, so I'm not sure where it's pulling that from. I see some curl going out here. So it says when we start using Kiyomana, we will select the file beat index as our default pattern. So let's go over here. Let's go back to here. And say our index pattern, you must select or create one. So I guess we're supposed to do file beat dash star. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it didn't like that mapping. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Alright, so I know where this came from. We have to fix that. Alright. That came from, where'd it go? It came from this guy here. You see that? That guy. But there's nothing in here that tells us that we need to change that. But I think we need to change that. I'll probably have to look that one up to see what it should be. And then after that, my output got acknowledged true. That actually happened. And then copy SSL. This is copying all the other stuff to the clients. This is, yeah, this is doing the client stuff. So let's go back here. Look, let's click on the star here. Here. Okay. Visualize dashboard. Indexes. Where's it doing this at? Settings. And I don't get the little file beat thingy. See, I didn't get that loaded. Right. It's not loading my patterns there. Alright. So, for all intents purposes, y'all want to run this from scratch again? Let's see. Let's see if we get errors. Any questions on what I went over? You should be at this point. You should be with the entire elk stack installed on the server from this script. I'll upload it again, but it should be ready to go. And then once you get it running and configured and playing with it, there's a book out there, and you can go to elastic.io. .co. And then you can do the learning. It's doing key binding right now. So it's called, look at it here, Elastic Search, the definition, the definitive guide. Sorry about that. All right. So maybe a little older, but at least gets you going. I'll post that. All right. So here's my key that is making that logstash key. All right. And I'm supposed to get that acknowledge. Okay. Let's see if we get that. I didn't get it one time. Let's see if it does it this time. I didn't remove log stash either, but that's okay. I can put that in there. Okay, it's doing a download. There's my acknowledge is true. It's not loading. It's not doing this part. This load.sh, this key one. That's the last little thing I gotta figure out. So let's clear and do a net SS tuna. I go back and forth just to drill it in. So we do see 9200 it started. As you can see, 5601 didn't. You see that? So run 451 connection refused. Yep, it's not running. But 9200 is. Oh yeah, control. All right, so gotta go back to the basics on figuring out why it didn't run. Da 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 da. Let's see these messages running me right now. No, it's not. It would be Kiabana.log. Let's look at the date. And let's do it ls minus ltrh on raw log Kiabana. Let's just do that. 2039. So approximately 2 minutes ago. So var log Kiabana dot standard error. It's saying that it's nothing listening. There. We don't know how old this message is. Must be a valid host name. I don't know. So let's just go with this. And start. Actually, let's do what we did before. Let's do a date. 43. Running. 5601 is up. When I change the name, it should be 47 from the last time I remember. No. History, grab, telnet. 490. We connected locally. Control D. Let's see outside of that. Just curious. Does it still act that way? So 104.196.24. Am I doing it on that guy? No, I'm not doing it on this guy. 186.130.5601. That don't really mean nothing though, because we've seen that before. I was on Firefox. Red. Uh-oh. Why we getting red? Shouty. Unable to collect elastic. Okay. So we may restart Kiyobana. And what was it? Elastic first? Oh, restart Elastic. Search. And then Kiyobana. And this is probably gonna air out because I didn't wait long enough. Yeah. Didn't wait long enough. It ain't started yet. There, it started. And then Kiyobana connects. So Elastic localhost. I don't know where it's getting that from. What file would that be? I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's Kiyobana. Not there though. What was that log file? It was somewhere in here. I may have to look at Logstash, get that right, and actually use the name, but this guy, that's what I was looking for. Let's see if this comes up. This doesn't even, it don't even take you to the rendering phase. That's just Safari. Safari is like, yeah, whatever. I know what you're talking about. Here, it does it just fine. But it won't let me go back to the home page. Alright, so that file I was talking about is this guy. I think. I wonder if I had to change it to Elk Client. Because this falls under... Oh, hold on. Let's do something else too. It's waiting. Connection refused. Did it come back? Oh no, let's close that. I should just be getting just Nginx. I'm not even getting that. This, my friend, the PDF looks good. Oh, okay. This, my friend, is what we call like the reason why people don't like keep up with scripts. Like we find some other automation tools to do this for you, and this is why. But this is a good example of us working through it. Let's see. Okay, port 80 is open, 5601 is running, and Nginx is running. So we can do a system control status Nginx. It is telling me that it is running. The configuration test is okay. Everything is fine, but let's do this. Let's stop it. Let's go back and check the status of that. It's dead. And then let's start it. Let's check the status of that. That's fine. Let's go here. You should be up and going. I should be able to do this, which I can. Oh, it gave me a, no, still going. That worked. But this 5601 is not working. And that's Kiabana. I will check something too, by the way. I think Kiabana was a little different in how you started it. Yeah. See, it's kind of flaky on that. So it's funny how immediately when I did that, it stopped doing whatever it was. You see something? Okay. 9200. Okay. And nothing there, but it's not coming back to me. I don't know why the gateway is timing out. But the 9200 works, so that's the Elasticsearch, but the Nginx isn't. And that's on Firefox. Let's quit it. Let's go back into it. And let's try that now. Yeah. Well, that was the Nginx proxy. So that's what that was. That we was able to type in the username password. That's what that was. That's not gonna work on Safari for whatever reason. I think I may have pop-up blockers blocked. So look, there's the Nginx. You see that? But all right, and then over here, I should be able to do this. Oh, it should have bounced and went right to it without me telling it, because that's what the proxy does. So yeah, see, listen on this port, and when you get something coming in on port 80, you're going to use this file to authenticate and then pop over to 5601. That's what's supposed to happen. That's why we get the login. And it should render back whatever's running on port 5601. Which at this time, oh, sorry, 5601 is running, 9200 is running, and 80 is running. So I should have rendered back something, a display. Let's quit it again. Let's get out of there. Let's go back to Firefox. Not now. So when I come in on port 80, boom. You see what it reads it at. I put inside the file to do that. It says restricted access, and then read this file, and then put your username and password in, and then proxy pass that over to this location and give me whatever it is that you got running on port 5601. So I'm going to do this again. Okay, see, I typed in the wrong password. That's the right password. Sure, remember it. And it's not popping back to 5601, which would be Kiabana. So stop it again. Let's clear this. And let's go look at Kiabana. Oh, I'm on the wrong box. This first. That's the wrong guy. It's this guy. And the other thing too is 2100. That's now. So no live connections. It's trying to connect. And it's trying to connect over a local host on 9200. I'm just curious. And I should have just used what you call it. But for all intents and purposes, sure that's right. Okay. Let's restart that guy. And let's do that again. Let's look at the date. Okay. Keep saying no limit connections. Let's look at one more thing. I'll restart Logstash too. Let's see here. Let's quit it again. Let's go back in. And it just hangs on that. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. It's something about how it's getting started and why it's not connecting. Let's see if my Logstash creates some errors too. Hold on. Okay, this guy. See what kind of log errors we get there. It killed itself. Yeah, it killed itself. But 5601 didn't. Logstash did. How much you want to bet it when I reboot the server? It's probably gonna work. Don't know why, but we'll figure it out. Any questions? Does all that make sense? All this troubleshooting we're going through piece by piece, breaking it down, looking at files, names, so forth and so on. I mean, you can go back and change everything in the localhost and see if it'll work from that perspective. Okay. Let's see if it's back up. Did the port change? Couldn't have. Is it not back? Why am I getting connection refused? Alright. Let's figure that out. Because I shouldn't be getting connection refused. Huh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to go in through my serial connection. That's troubleshooting for the next time. I had to think about the... I didn't change the port on this guy. So I'm not sure why he's responding like that. Which is fine. Alright. So now I had to figure out how to get on this box. Because there's like SSH is not it. So that's my next feat. Because I can't get in through there. No, close. Where is... Can I click here and then go here? Let's see if I get a shell. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. I don't want that guy. I want this guy's shell. That's the Google Cloud shell. Alright, so let's edit this. Let's enable the serial port. Then I had to look up how to connect over that. Let's see. Let's go here. It's running in the cloud. Let's look and see what happens. You guys learning something new tonight. Okay. So did I click on something? No. Connected to the serial port. The stop job is running for Google Scripts. So are you telling me that I need to do something? All right. Hold 1 second, people. I am finishing that.